Hey, Steve Basic Architect. Yeah, we are out at a new job site. Now, you might have seen some of my videos where we walk around and I talk about, hey, here's 6 framing details or foundation details, 9 details, put some number to it. You know, we just started framing here. We have most of the exterior walls up, not a whole lot of the interior walls, but we're down here. So we're gonna mix this one up a little bit. Today, we're gonna be talking about some details, some architectural thoughts. So let's go get them. All right, so I'm standing in the back. I just grabbed a piece of the Zip R6. So it's 1 inch of polyiso, 17 inch zip sheathing. But the interesting thing that I've noticed is every framer kind of has their own thing of, okay, how do we resolve this at the corner? Some guys will just bring it into the corner and leave that vacant inside corner and they'll tape that off. I've had some framers miter it. These guys here will take one side and they'll rip a piece of the foam. They'll pull it out and just leave that edge. So it gives what we would term a rabbited edge. And if we come over here, you'll be able to see, right? So this piece has the full insulation intact. This piece, they rabbit back that rigid insulation, the 1 7/16 inches, and then that allows this zip to come all the way out and form a really nice tight corner here, having that all rabbited out, and then you can see they nail it off. But then they'll just cover that with the seam tape, and job very, very well done. So yeah, rabbited out corners at our insulated sheathing. All right, so we're in a garage. This is more of an architectural thought than a detail. One of the things that I really like is when builders, you know, we build out the garages, but they don't pour the slab right away. And the reason for that is I see this at all the projects when we leave it open. They backfill, but notice in the corner here, like you can backfill and you can try and tamp it down and you can try and compact it, but for some reason, like those corners always fall in. That one's fallen in. If we look over there, that one is fallen in. So the real beauty here is that if you waited a little bit of time and you get this thing open, yeah, it's open to the snow, it's open to the rain, but all of this melting water is gonna help compress that ground and put it in. And then they can come in, you know, we have a pile out back with some extra dirt that they can come back in and they can just compress like the last 18 inches or whatever of the concrete there, or before they place the concrete. But leaving this slab open and allowing this ground to really get some natural compaction and fall down into the corner. And here, you know, this is another one where you can see it here where it's fallen down in. So they can backfill it up and you know, before they pour the concrete, but just a little architectural thought, you know, leave that slab open for a little while. Let Mother Nature do its thing. All right, so we're on the side of the house. You're probably wondering, hey, Steve, what's with the exterior foundation here? It's actually a light well. You know, a lot of times where we get into a situation where clients want to use the basement, especially as bedrooms, and in this case, we have 2 bedrooms, so hence the 2 windows there. Rather than do 2 pre-manufactured wells, we'll just frame this out and pour an 8-inch retaining wall and basically create the light well. It does a couple things. One, it meets the egress needs, right? You can climb out the window, climb out into that light well, and then we'll have a ladder here where you can climb out. But 2, it allows us to put full-size windows in. So these are the same triple glazed UPVC windows that we're going to use up here. We're going to use them down there, and that'll get backfilled. It has access to the footing drain, so it's not like it's ever going to fill up with water, all of those concerns. It's tied into our water management system. But more importantly, we have the egress window out, but we have an abundance of light going in. So concrete, below grade bay. All right, so we're down in the basement. You heard me talk about the septic system on the outside, the pipe going out. Here is that, in fact, pipe going out. The invert is the measurement of, center of pipe off of the slab. But we're down in the basement of this house, so everything above us, it's real easy. By the time we get here, we can flow through gravity, drop down, go into the pipe. But if you notice over here, we have some vent pipes. We have this blocked out for our shower. We have a toilet there and a sink over there for this bathroom. So we have all of this plumbing, but notice where it is. It all goes under my feet. Somehow we have to get the plumbing that's in the ground up to that invert. And the way we do that is over here inside, we have that ejector pump that I talked about. So all of that plumbing flows into this ejector pump. The ejector pump will grind it up and then pump it. They'll literally, in the days to come when the plumber's here, there'll be a pipe that comes up, comes down, makes a little trap, and then gets connected to this with a clean out. So every time you flush the toilet below the invert, it basically flows to the ejector pump, which is nothing more than do I dare say, a crap elevator, right? Takes it up, lifts it up, pumps it up, and out to the septic system it goes. So that's how you put basements in, or that's how you put bathrooms in the basement. All right, so we're outside. The thing I want to talk about here is you see this a lot lately. They'll build these gable end frames with the barged out rake system. They'll sheathe the whole truss, everything. They'll build it in the driveway, and then when they go to set the trusses, they'll just grab these with the crane, flip them up, set them up there. Now, this one you can see obviously under construction, but here's one that's much further along, and you can see the rakes are all barged out. We have that in. We have a little nested gable that's going to happen in there. But they'll actually come and they'll put the fascia boards on and the soffits, and they'll trim out the whole thing down here, and then they'll just put a little hook on the inside, grab it with the crane, lift it, set it in place, and all of that overhead work is done down here as below the knee work, and they can run around on the ground, stand here in the sun. You're not working out overhead on a ladder, and you're not at any risk really of getting hurt. So anyways, like I said, we see this an awful lot, building these gable ends down on the ground. All right, so I'm in the window opening. We're talking headers. Now, I love pocket headers, and we did draw them. We engineered them for this project. The building inspector here did not like the idea of the pocket header. And so we, I won't say we gave in, but we came to terms, and we're going to do it his way. We're actually using these headers that are pre-manufactured. And you can see it here. They're actually using this one as a beam. What it basically is there's an LVL here. It looks like, I don't think that's 1 3/4 inches. It's probably like 1 1/4 inches. And then another one, and then the result is fitted out with 3 inches of GPS. So 1 1/4 inches, 1 1/4, 3. That's our 5.5. You turn that on end, and those two LVLs basically become the beam with that thermal break of GPS, graphite infused EPS, in between. Probably at 3 inches, we're talking maybe R12-ish or so. So anyways, pre-manufactured insulated headers.